Today's video is about my favorite topic, which is eyeshadow palettes. And I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about eyeshadow palettes that I regret buying, which is really sad. So I thought I would do the more positive version of that. Eyeshadow palettes that I bought with my own money, and I am glad that I did. I love these palettes, and I feel like I get good use on them, some of them more than others. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe because I love makeup. It's a whole lot of fun. I have a whole eyeshadow palette playlist because, like I said, this is my favorite topic. It's a whole lot of fun. Let us know what palettes you feel like, wow, that actually was a good decision. I don't regret it, which is amazing. And let's get started. These are in no particular order, by the way. So the first one kind of surprises me that it's on the list, but it's the Urban Decay Naked Sin palette. And it looks so boring when you look at it. But I have used this quite a bit, and especially for traveling because it's not very big. It has everything I need. It has a pretty good size mirror. The shades in here are really pretty. They're simple. It's nothing out there or extreme, but it's a good palette. I can do something a bit more smoky using this shade, or I can do like a very light everyday look. And I like it. I think it's good. I'm definitely glad that I bought it. Now, this is not including like all of the palettes that I truly like am glad that I bought. I had to kind of narrow it down a bit because I have 160 eyeshadow palettes. There's definitely more that I also love and don't regret. And a lot of them are Natasha Denona. So I didn't pull out all of the Natasha Denona palettes, but I did pull out quite a few for this video. The Bronze palette, it's gorgeous. I love it. I love warm tones. I love bronzy eyeshadow. The quality of this is absolutely amazing. It's such a gorgeous palette, and I'm happy I bought it. There were a few other Natasha Denona palettes that I probably should have pulled out, like the Metropolis and the Retro. I would definitely put those on this list as well. There are some of my Natasha Denona palettes I don't love as much. But another one I really love, and so glad that I bought this, the Glam palette. It is so pretty. It is cool toned, but it's not too cool toned. And I love the shimmers in here. The shimmers are so pretty. I have used this palette a lot, and I haven't used it in a little while. I need to pull this one out soon. It's a beauty. It really is. And then another one is the My Dream. Oh, the My Dream. It's so good. And also, I'm so glad that I bought that new My Dream blush. It's really good. But that's not what this video is about. This one is warm tones, purple tones, berry tones. It's gorgeous. It really, really is. So I would say these, and then probably, yeah, Retro and Metropolis are like my top Natasha Denona palettes. Another one of my favorite brands for eyeshadow is Sydney Grace, and I definitely don't regret buying any of my Sydney Grace palettes. This one is the Be Mine palette, and I love this one so much. I bought the deep version. I love how they do the light and the deep with pretty much all of their palettes. This color story is just like my favorite. It's all of my favorite tones in here. We've got greens, purples, and warm tones. Everything I love, and I love their metallics. They're so intense, and the mattes blend out very, very well. So I could have included more from Sydney Grace on this list, but definitely the Be Mine palette. It's my number one. Okay, here is an old palette that people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But I am glad that I bought this because I still use it, the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I know. I feel like most people got rid of theirs. I haven't used it in a little while, but I still like this palette. I do. I mean, it is ginormous, and I definitely don't need a palette this big. But I have it, and I do think the quality is good. I've hit 2 pans here. I love the metallics. I love the mattes. Sure, it's redundant. Would I buy this now? But I don't regret having it, and I don't regret spending the money on it because I really have used it a lot, and I still continue to use it. Next up, Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells. I had to include this because when this used to be a trio many, many years ago, like 12 years ago, I bought it then, and I used up almost the entire thing. I for sure used up, I think there were like 2 shimmers that looked like these shades here, and then there was a deeper brown, if I remember. I used these up completely in that palette and I loved it. So I was very excited last year that I bought the updated version, which it's pretty nice. And I do think it's good that it's 5 shades instead of the trio, because this one has 2 mattes and 3 shimmers, and the formula is gorgeous. It really is. These are really pretty metallics. This shade is definitely my favorite in the palette. It's got a lot of shine to it. And there it is right there. It's a really good eyeshadow. And this whole thing it's fantastic. And I have to say, it was only like $3 some. I think these are like $3.50 or something like that. And it's phenomenal. It really is. I mean, it's not like good for $3. It's just good. So I'm really happy to have this. Okay, Sigma. I do love all my Sigma palettes, but the one that it's like, I'm so happy about this. It's amazing. The Sigma new Mod. Beautiful. I mean, if you love mauve tones, oh, this is so gorgeous. I enjoy it quite a bit. I have hit pan on this shade, and mattes, shimmers, all of it. I mean, I love it all. I really do. Let's talk about another older palette. This I bought when it was on sale. They were discontinuing it, and I'm so happy I bought it. The Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. Wow, wow, wow. Even though I don't really use the blues that much, the rest of the palette is so stunning, and it's great. I've had this for years now, and not only did I get a really good deal on it, which makes me happy, I think it's great. Also, the packaging is like the most stunning packaging for a palette I've ever seen. Like, I would love like a dress and a handbag in this exact like pattern. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Okay, Colourpop. Now, I have quite a few Colourpop palettes. Some of them I did get in PR. This one I bought myself, and I am so happy I bought it. The Gather Round Sisters Hocus Pocus palette. Now, also, I'm happy because I do love Hocus Pocus. I do. And the artwork on this is so cute, but also I love the color story, and I think the formula is really, really nice. I love this. This is like the perfect fall palette because you've got these beautiful jewel tones and warm tones. This shade here is really interesting. It's like a silver, almost like a light green. It's really, really beautiful. I love this palette. I do. I'm thrilled that I have it. I really am. Okay, so Pat McGrath, I would say I just don't use my Pat McGrath palettes as much as I wish I did, especially considering how expensive they are. This one, though, I will say I am really happy that I bought it. I don't necessarily regret the other ones. I just tend to not reach for them. But this one, which is Moonlit Seduction, which multiple times I have called the wrong thing. I've called this Utopian Dream multiple times. It's Moonlit Seduction. So I finally, hopefully got that right. It's stunning, okay? Obviously, I love like purpley mauve tones. The shimmers in here are really, really beautiful. And yeah, it's an amazing palette. I love all my Pat McGrath palettes. I do. I just tend to not reach for them that often, which, you know, it's my own fault, but kind of a bummer. Okay, another very old palette, the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts. I have used this a lot. I don't want to get rid of this palette. This is also purples. Yeah, purples, mauves, and warm tones. Those clearly are my favorites. I'm wearing mauve tones today. This palette is gorgeous. There's also like a lot of nostalgia surrounding this palette because, you know, this was really hyped up on YouTube at a time where I feel like makeup tutorials and makeup videos were huge and super popular. And so anyway, it kind of reminds me of that. But I also got it on really good sale on Black Friday many, many years ago, but it still works and it's still fantastic. Let's talk about the palette that I'm wearing, which is the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. I actually love all of my 5 pans from Dose of Colors. This one I will say I have used the most. It's also very old. I've had this for years, but it's still working. I love it. Today's look, super easy. I just have this all over the crease and this one kind of as eyeliner, and that's it. I've been into super easy, simple looks lately, and That's a good formula. I like it. It's very powdery, so some people don't like that. I don't mind, but I really have to like tap off the brush and not like dig your brush in there. You definitely have to be a bit more gentle with this formula, but personally, I like it. Okay, Persona Identity 2. It's lovely. What can I say? I have used this palette a lot and I'm happy I bought it. I really am. This shade here doesn't look like a whole lot, but it is so pretty on the inner corner. I love it for that. This purple metallic is gorgeous. This shade here, this like a brown metallic, it's stunning. So gorgeous. Those metallics, like you don't need a wet brush, nothing. They're just good. Okay, a palette that, oh, I did pull out Metropolis. Okay, I said that I forgot to pull it out, but no, it's here, Metropolis. Like I said, I love Metropolis. It's amazing. I definitely do not regret buying this, okay? I don't regret it, and it's so good that, okay, something that I have not yet even shown on my channel. I bought the Alter Ego dupe of this earlier this year because I kind of wanted to have it like as a backup if this goes bad. I know. Kind of silly, but I also don't regret buying that. I haven't even used it, but I just bought it and I'm like, if this is all of a sudden moldy, I have another option. I know, kind of ridiculous, but is what it is. Tarte Toasted. People didn't like this, but personally I do, and I'm still happy I have it. Warm tones are definitely a favorite. I've mentioned that. I would say before I bought the Urban Decay Naked Sin palette, this is the palette that I most often traveled with, and I do still think it's great for traveling, and it's just a really good palette. If I was probably going on a trip that was like maybe a little over a week, I might just bring this one and the Urban Decay, and then I would have everything I need. I don't tend to do very involved eye looks when traveling anyway. I definitely don't tend to wear colorful eyeshadow. So yeah, warm tones, my go-to. It's awesome. And then the last one, another older palette, and I'm so happy that I have this because it's just really, really good. The Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. Wow, this formula is so nice. The mattes are really smooth and the metallics are just really gorgeous. I don't use these two here. Like the pop of the teal and the purple, I didn't need it, to be honest. But the rest of the palette, if you like warm tones like I do, oh, I know this one's not around anymore. And probably quite a few of these are discontinued now that I'm thinking about it. Well, not a lot, but at least a few of them are. But hopefully this is a reminder if you have some older palettes that you bought with your hard-earned money, you pull them out, enjoy them, because that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, like I said, if you didn't see the video with palettes that I do regret buying, I'll link that up in the cards. You can watch it, but I'm happy to do this on a bit more of a positive note. These palettes are great. A lot of them are pretty old, but I still use them. I still think they're fantastic. And if you're new, I hope you'll subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.